The small dog has had a crush on the same girl for months. He decides that today is the day he'll finally speak to her. The small dog hypes himself up in the mirror with affirmations. I am attractive. I can do this, he says to himself, but deep down he knows he doesn't believe it. When the small dog gets to school, he tries to speak to his crush, but she's not interested. The small dog is heartbroken. During class, he thinks to himself, I'm such a loser. It's no wonder she rejected me. To him, this rejection wasn't just a moment, it was more proof that he was undesirable. The lion gets out of bed and immediately goes to school. No affirmations. He is a man of action. At school, he sees a beautiful lioness and tries to speak with her, but she's not interested. The lion walks away feeling defeated. But when he gets home, he writes down in his journal, I am confident because I spoke to the girl I found attractive, even though I was afraid. The next day, he speaks to a new girl and gets her number. Why did the dog's affirmations fail? And why did the lion write his affirmation even though he failed? So, in case you don't already know what affirmations are, they're basically just these small phrases you write or say out loud to yourself that are supposed to encourage positive thinking and help you obtain the outcomes you want in life. Way before I even started self-improvement, I actually used affirmations back in high school. I think I was like 15. There was this girl in my class that I had a crush on, bro. She was fine. She was fine at the time. And I really wanted her, bro. I was gonna ask her out, and I had recently heard about I think I was scrolling through either Instagram or I don't know if TikTok was out at the time or if it was Musically, but I saw this thing like affirmation to get your crush to like you back, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna try this. And so I did. I wrote down in this, I think I literally wrote it in my math notebook, bro. I was like, I'm going to ask this girl out. She's gonna say yes, and it's gonna go so well. And I repeated that like over and over again, bro. It was it was fucking cringe, but I was 15, so it's okay. Don't come at me, bro. But big shocker, it didn't work out, and so I gave up on affirmations. But when I started self-improvement, affirmations were again like a big thing in the self-improvement niche at the time. A lot of creators would talk about them and how well they worked, and so I would try them. And so again, I kind of treated them like magic. I would just write down in my journal every day. I actually have it right here. Let's read it together. So I'd write down in my journal every day. This is, let me find it, bro. So I'd be like, I act and speak with confidence. I act and speak with confidence. I attract success. I attract success. Bro. Believe it or not, after like 3 weeks of writing those, nothing really changed. I was still really shy, awkward, and I didn't have $1 million in the bank, which was kind of crazy to me. So I just stopped wanting to do them. I dropped them from my morning routine at the time. And I didn't really think about them again until the other day. I was at work and I was just folding laundry, and I realized something. We actually use affirmations a lot, and they work really well, but in the wrong direction. For example, there's been times where I failed a test and I would say to myself, wow, I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. I would just be down on myself. And then I guess a more real example, bro. You're going to relate to this because I know you. I know you. You like this girl, you ask her out or you try to talk to her and she just is not interested, bro. So you're like, damn, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I suck. And then you repeat these affirmations to yourself, and then you use those events as evidence for those affirmations. And so it becomes really easy to attach your identity to that failure, even though it's not true. And so that's when I realized something. We can accidentally build very negative self-images this way through like attaching actions to identity, even if it's not related. If we can do that, then we can do the opposite intentionally, and it actually is true. So from now on, whenever I'm doing something that does align with my principles, with the man I'm trying to become, I don't just ignore it or take it for granted. I write it down, and I write it down as an affirmation. So I have my newer journal here. I'm just going to read you an example. I am disciplined because I follow my morning routine every morning, even when I don't feel like it. This is Nathan from the future. I have a few more affirmations I wanted to give just as an example. So we did the morning routine one, but I also have, I am going to succeed because I push past my own doubts and pursue a growth mindset. I will succeed because of my attention to detail. I will succeed because I approach problems with an excited curiosity. You can see how powerful that is, bro. Having all these, like, I will succeed because, and then something you did. Just having that to look at, amazing. And then, I am a leader because I help Oomph wake up for the gym. Oomph is like a friend of mine. And I don't know, that one was just funny, bro. Okay, back to the video. Mwah. You can see how powerful that is, just having it written down. And just, it's like building a bank of evidence for yourself. And we all have banks of evidence against ourselves. We have reasons to believe that we suck. A lot of us are way too self-critical these days, and we often overlook what we do right. And I think this is a very powerful practice to undo that. And the key here, the reason I think it's so powerful, is because we are attaching action and using it as proof for affirmations, not just the outcome of actions. Because you can control what you do, but you cannot control how the world responds to you. So start keeping track of the work you're putting in. Don't just focus on results. And just remind yourself of the man it's making you, doing all these good things. Anyway, what I want you to do right now is just think of one action you took this week that aligns with the man you're trying to become, or the person you're trying to become. If you're a girl watching this, hit me up. But think of one thing you've done the past week that aligns with who you're trying to become. And then, this doesn't have to be a big thing, by the way. It can be as small as like one little push-up or reading one page of a book. What matters is that it aligns with who you're trying to become. And then I want you to write down in the comments below right now, I am going to succeed, and then whatever your goal is, because, and then the action you took. So mine for today and for this video would be, I am going to succeed on YouTube because I pushed past my doubts and I finished scripting and recording this video even though I really didn't feel like it and I honestly wanted to give up because I didn't think I could make a good enough video. I am going to succeed because I pushed past that. Think about how powerful this is, because now I have, every time I make a new video, I'm going to have this piece of evidence right here in my book. I'm going to have this piece of evidence that I can do this. So every time that little negative voice we all have comes into my head, I'm going to be like, no, bitch, read this right here. I got this, and I'm going to keep doing this. And then every time that I align with these goals in the future, it adds more evidence to the bank that I can write down, and then eventually that little evil head voice just, he can't do shit to you. And just imagine having that in every area of your life, bro. Every time you feel doubt, you have easy evidence to call back to in your brain to tell that doubt, fuck off, bro. I got this. That's all I have for you for now, bro. Mwah.